New Year's resolutions are gay as fuck. I promised myself this year though that I would make more of these style videos or audio or whatever you want to call it, and that I would focus more on this channel as far as providing content for those of you that crave more pig cake stuff. It's the pretty much it's the first of the year. It's January 1st, 2019. We just went through the holiday season. Christmas, Kwanzaa. What do the Jews do? Oh, Hanukkah. They Hanukkah all over the month. I have a couple Jewish friends from back in the day, and they would also celebrate Christmas because they were like mixed. So they got the best of both worlds. They not only do the whole menorah thing, but they would also celebrate, which is kind of fucking contradictory if you think about it. But a bunch of people do different things. I think the worst thing is Christmas Day, at least now as an adult. When I was younger, my mom would hide the presents all around, and then we would wake up and have to find them, and it was always a fun thing. But then now it's like, as an adult, you have to work and shit, man. You have to work and do stuff. That thing sucks. You have to buy your own gifts. Really, there isn't any sort of Christmas spirit. Shows you how consumerist we've become, that Christmas is pretty much predicated by getting stuff. So now on Christmas Eve, I go to my mom's house, and we have a little bit of a Christmas Eve lunch. That's what we do. Before, we used to go to my aunt's house and get a bunch of people to come over and eat wetback food, as I call it. It's a lot of rice, a lot of pork, no turkey, no chicken, just pork, black beans and rice. Dirty stuff. That was usually the only thing they could find in the mother country. And unfortunately, we don't do that anymore because everyone's dead. Everyone subsequently died. So unfortunately, we now just restrict ourselves to going to my mom's house and all of us just eating. Same shit, by the way. Same shit. Rice. Fucking this thing called yuca. Yuca is this slimy, amazing sort of vegetable thing. It gets really fucking great, especially when the topic of racial inequality in the workplace comes up. That's always a great Christmas topic. You start talking about, I think that gentrification is one of the worst issues in the workplace in the modern society. Whatever, that comes up and we go back and forth. It's great. But apart from that, man, you come back and you feel like shit. You pretty much wasted an entire day. And then the next day is Christmas. And what do you even do, People hide stuff under the tree and then they open it. Ew. Yuck. I'm going to tell my kids from the beginning that Santa Claus isn't real. I remember when I found out that Santa Claus was not a real thing. I found a receipt for, I think it was Toys R Us years and years and years ago. But I was looking through a drawer. I think my mom or grandmother told me to look for some shit. If not, they were going to disown me. They said, hey, could you look in that top drawer, you fucking accident? You fucking skinny piece of... Why did I even have you? I didn't mean to have you, right? You fucking inbred. You hypoglycemic cunt. And then, hey, could you get me that shit in the top drawer? And then I open the top drawer and I find a receipt, for all the stuff. I'm like, wait, this looks like the Christmas list. And then lo and behold, when it came to Christmas, all the same items that were around the house were on that list. It was a big disappointment, and I really want to have my kid not have the same disappointment that I did as a youthful minor, thinking that there's this fucking man that comes in on a yearly basis that knows what you've done throughout the entirety of the year, and based on that makes an assessment and gives you presents. It's the fucking creepiest shit I've ever heard. But, some people like to believe that. Some people like to have that. Me personally, I'm going to tell my kid, hey, man, I'm the one that buys your shit, so you better treat me right. It's not going to be Santa Claus, son. It's me. So if you fucking complain, if it's July, and you're fucking complaining that, oh, it's hot in the car, bitch, are you going to be saying that come fucking December when you want that, that Switch 8? By that time, I don't know what'll be out, but I imagine it's going to be some iteration of what's out now. The Switch fucking XXL, it's a fucking desktop 24-inch monitor that you carry around you with Nintendo games. Do you want that? Well, you better fucking use your hand to fan your face and stop complaining, little bitch. I think I'll be a great father. I'll be a fantastic father. Make sure to leave in the comments below what you guys did for Christmas and your take on the holidays and all that fun stuff. But it's always a weird time. Then there's New Year's. New Year's is another waste. I don't know about you guys, but living in the tip of the United States penis, as I call it, United States penis, Panasia, we do a lot of weird sort of rituals here because they're passed down from years of not only inbreeding but also different Latin American countries. So you might have someone that says, oh, you got to eat 12 grapes, one for each month, or oh, we got to fill up a pot with dirty water and then ceremoniously throw it out the front door when it hits New Year's, so that we get rid of all the dirty spirits in the house, and you burn sage and you run around. It's really a nightmare here, man. I really want to know what white people do. I think they just pop champagne and they call it a night. Latin Americans, they really take it to the next level. They're warding spirits and shit. So every New Year's, it's almost like some sort of witnessing a voodoo ritual. When I was younger, my mom would force feed grapes down my throat. It was honestly disgusting because, when you pick your grapes, you're making sure you don't get the squishy ones, the ones with the little black spots. You make sure that you don't get the ones with stems. But my mom was just force feeding me fucking grapes with the stems, the black, with fucking red stains on it. She says, here, just eat this. Don't fucking, if you skip one, I swear to God. She also swears that she's never beat me in my life. She still thinks that child services could take me away. I'm an old man. She still thinks that child services, if I say for some reason that my mom beat me up once while telling me that she's never beat me up. It's like, I have never hit you in my entire life while she was beating me up. But she still thinks that if I say something like that, child services is gonna take me, and start asking me questions about that. But that's natural, man. That's what I grew up with. That's not child abuse. That's raising a strong son. That's what that is. That's raising a non-pussy. Too many people are, oh, child abuse. My mom hit me in the face with a belt. That's child abuse. No, man, that's raising you appropriately. You fucking entitled bitch. That makes you stronger. That makes you live longer. And then hopefully you don't do it as bad on your kids. I feel like it's a generational thing. I'm pretty sure that my grandparents beat the shit out of my mom, and we only got a modicum, a small little portion of that, and then we subsequently passed that off. So our kids, my kid, when I get one, is hopefully on purpose. He's not gonna get the full extent that my mom gave me. He's just gonna get a small piece of that, and then that gets passed along to the point where it's pretty much just a spank. One spank when they're 4 years old, and they'll remember that for the rest of their lives, and they'll make sure that they won't ever fuck with you again. So you got to do it once. Hit them with one sack of oranges, and then after that they'll be good to go. Forever, because they're gonna be like, no, dude, he's gonna fucking get the bag with oranges, and it's gonna be over for me. There's also not a lot happening, man. Well, there is a lot happening, but not enough of things that are worth anyone's time in terms of the globe and the news and shit that's happening. Let's peruse through Twitter here and see if there's anything of relevance that I could talk about. I mean, there's not really a lot. This is a very formal show, by the way. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but this is a very formal show here. Why the words sassy and tirade are being called out by a culture critic. Is that even a job? Mind you, I make videos, magic videos for a living. But here it says the language that's used to characterize how this person and AOC, Alexandria Cortez, respond to critics on Twitter or something. What? Tirade? I don't understand what this is. This is fucking retarded. It's not even worth my time here. This is dumb. Yeah, there isn't even anything happening here, man. What a waste. Twitter's a waste as a whole platform. I feel like they had a good idea, and then, certain individual factors, sponsorships and money really muddled what it was. Because pretty much it was just the portion of Facebook that involved putting a status, That's pretty much what Twitter was. So it removed all this idea of having albums and having all that, these nuts, having all that, bad shit, and just having the status, which is kind of a good idea. But then eventually they started, becoming very leaning towards, political messages and shit, and really diminishing the power of the crowd, So instead of, for example, basing the popular tweets and Twitter accounts that you see based on the likes, it's really based on what they want you to see. So it's kind of a disgusting thing, but that happens all the time. It happens all the time, and unfortunately, I don't know if it's something new or something that I'm seeing as new because of the current generation that I'm in. But it just sucks that everything's becoming politicized up the ass. It's kind of awful. I just want to see what's going on, man. I'm following, how many people am I following? I just follow like magicians on Twitter. I follow some funny people. That's it. It's not meant to be a serious thing, but people take it way too seriously. And I'll tell you right now who I'm following. I'm finding 90 people. Sam Hyde, PewDiePie, Justin Wang. He's a great one. Tim Pool. Steven Crowder, Trump. I'm following Trump. That's when you know things are real. Wendy's, Peter McKinnon. Yeah, it's a bunch of just fucking Eric Andre. It's a fucking wish-wash of just random people, and that's what I want, man. That's what I want. I want to see what I follow, but instead I'm exposed to this fucking dumb thing. Oh, people arguing. A word sparks controversy among who? Among one person that decided to bitch on Twitter, and somehow you guys decided to say, hey, this is relevant information. We're all going to die, right? We're all going to die. And yet I'm subjected to reading on how the word tirade sparks a conversation about racial inequality. Fucking A. But yeah, this year, again, I hate resolutions. I think resolutions are gay. But personally, I do want to make more videos on this channel. And I want to make a little bit more of an effort and, coming out with these at least on a weekly basis as opposed to what it was before, which seems to be once a month. Before I did a streak, I had a nice streak where I did one a day. I would just come in here and have a nice conversation about whatever was going on. And it was very formal and scripted. Now I just turn on the microphone and I rant. I fucking rant for 12 minutes and 36 seconds. Goes to show you how much I'm going to edit out of this, by the way. If this hasn't hit 12 minutes and 45 seconds right now, you know that I've cut some blabble from this. And you're going to wonder what it is that I said. And you'll never find out because that's on the cutting room floor, son. But yeah, I want to make more of an effort to make more videos on this channel. Different kinds of videos. On the other channel, it's magic stuff. And that's very niche. This channel is more of an outlet for me to be able to do non-magic stuff and not want to kill myself. Because while I do love magic, and as virgin-y as that sounds, you gotta expand your horizons, man. You gotta expand your horizons and do other stuff, not just focus on one thing. I think the best thing ever would be if this channel happens to blow up and the magic channel kind of goes, and remains like stagnant, and this channel somehow develops some sort of audience. That'd be fucking hysterical. Because obviously the other one is the one that I put the most effort in. I mean, here there's a video on me breaking the world record for the longest A-boy, That shows you the effort that I put into this channel. So this year, man, 2019, I don't even know what's going to happen this year. I really don't. It's probably going to be the same old shit. I feel like every new year people say, oh, the previous year was the worst one yet. Look at all the people we lost. We lost Stan Lee. We lost Vader. Vader was a hard one. Fuck. We lost Vader. Vader was a fucking amazing wrestler, man. Fucking crazy. All Japan Pro Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling. We're also WWE. The guy was in WCW champion 1992. Am I exposing too much of my virginity here? I should stop. But I want to make more of an effort on this particular channel. I don't understand why people are talking so much about Birdbox either. This brand new movie that just came out, Birdbox. I thought it sucked. I thought Quiet Place was a fantastic one. And then someone's like, why don't we do this but with sight? Why don't we do this same amazing concept of losing a sense but with sight instead of sound? And somebody said, yes, get Sandra Bullock. And who else? Who else isn't doing shit? John Malkovich. Get John Malkovich on the shit. Who else? Who's not busy? Machine Gun Kelly? Put him in the shit. Put him in the shit. People are exaggerating that and talking about the movie as if it's one of the best movies of all time. It was aight, man. It was alright. It wasn't great. It was shot very weird, you know. Like I don't know if you've seen the movie, but it looks like it was shot at some points on like a Samsung Note 9 on 4K. Like it didn't look bad, but it looked weird. It looked like not professionally shot. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And I know that might be snobby and just maybe something that I'm watching because I'm literally recording and editing all day, so I kind of see the differences in quality. But I don't know, it's a little bit weird to me. Sandra Bullock is 54 years old. She looks like Michael Jackson in the movie, but she's still fucking fine as shit. I do understand. I was going to say I don't understand how that's possible, but through modern medicine and plastic surgery. But she's 54 years old, and she's getting reamed in a movie by this very strong, burly African-American individual. Spoiler, you know, they kind of get it on. And it's just this weird sort of thing because he's like in his 30s, and she's 54, and he's talking about how fine she is, you know. But, you know, assuming the time frame of the movie is accurate and her character is, in fact, her same age, you know, just assuming that, there's a point in the movie where 5 years passes. So she goes from 54 to 50-fucking-9, dude. This guy was reaming a 50, and this 30-year-old is reaming a 59-year-old woman. That's almost 60, dog. What? You have to be on some fucking shit. But the movie was alright. I'll give it a review here. You know, I'll give it a standard PigCake Plus movie reviews. I think it was shot different. It was definitely not a super budget thing, you know, but it was still shot in a way that I don't know if that's all Netflix movies, but this thing it was very apparent that they were using not their best equipment, but they're still able to convey a good story. You know, they're able to do things in the peripheral that you look at and you're like, oh, that's a good thing. Looking back on it, they're like, oh, maybe, you know, she's an artist and she's drawing these very sad, lonely, desperate pictures where people are isolated, and technically she's in a bird box. You know, the name of the movie is Birdbox. She doesn't leave her apartment, so she's in a bird box, and then she learns to fly away, you know, much like the bird that she releases at the end. So it's that whole thing. But honestly, I watched the spoilers, by the way, spoilers. I watched the entire movie thinking, you know, what is she, what are the bad guys, man? What are the fucking creatures look like? And they don't even fucking show it. They don't even show it. The movie just ends up being metaphorical and, you know, that whole shindig. But fuck, man, show the creatures, man. I want to see what it fucking looks like. The only time you get to see what could potentially be the creatures is when they allow this British psycho inside their house, and he lays out all these drawings of what potentially the creature looks like. That wasn't enough. I want to see an actual tangible creature. That might just be me and my stupid American not understanding to metaphor ways, but I wanted to see an actual creature there. But overall, if you haven't seen it, I spoiled it pretty much, the main things in the movie. You should watch it, man. You should watch it. I'm more of a fan of Japanese horror movies. That's as weeaboo as I get. That's as fucking weeb. Japanese horror movies. I like South Korean horror movies. Every North Korean movie is a horror movie. Every single North Korean movie is a horror movie. But I love South Korean horror movies just because, you know, they have a nice little like a flow to them. You know, they're very, very sort of what's the word? Slow. They're slow burning. You know, the movies are usually like 2 hours and 45 minutes. The first hour you're like, oh fuck, I wanna die right now from how boring it is. But you're pretty much building all the characters. You're building the scenery. So by the last hour and 45 minutes, you are finding yourself remembering that it's a movie. You know, you're like, oh shit, I forgot there's a movie and not actually happening. You know, there are a lot of times when you watch a movie and you just forget that it's a movie. That happened to me with Interstellar. At some point I was watching Interstellar and I'm like, yo, Matthew McConaughey better fucking save us. He better fucking save us, because I don't want to end up, you know, here without any fucking high fructose corn syrup, you know, at some point because of how good the movie was. And then I realized, oh no, this is sci-fi, science fiction. So yeah, overall watch it, man. Overall watch that. There's another movie I watched recently, Spirited Away, for the first time. Speaking of weeaboo, I watched that for the first time. It's a fucking masterpiece. I don't know why I avoided it all this time, but Spirited Away is an absolute fucking masterpiece. Really sets you up. Another movie that I watched that I recommend everybody to watch. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna link it below. That's how serious I am of this shit. It's called Hurt Locker Hero, and I'm not gonna spoil this movie, but it's about an individual, a Kurd, who he disarms landmines with a fucking pocket knife and a pair of pliers. No protective sort of outfit, just a pair of pliers. And you see him do it because they shot him throughout his entire military career. They videotaped him. He was very fond of video and film, and he had his little crew record him, while he was doing all these things. And man, what a fucking roller coaster. I think it's free online. It's on BitChute. But I'm gonna link that for sure, because that movie changed my life. I'm here complaining like, oh, my arm hurts. Really? Your arm hurts? There was a guy who fucking, didn't do landmines. He fucking undid landmines with a rusty spoon and a protractor, and I'm here complaining about my sore arm. So the movie really changed my life and my work ethic, because now I realize I'm tired, but I could still do it. This guy did it. So I'm going to link that movie below and watch it and let me know what you guys think of it. Maybe in the next episode I'll talk a little bit more in detail about it, but I don't want to spoil that. I don't mind spoiling Birdbox because, fuck that. But this one, Hurt Locker Hero, man, what a fucking life-changing movie. That's it for this episode, though. I think that's it. I think we found a good balance of tales and tribulations. So you guys stay frosty, man. You guys stay frosty. I'm going to figure out different ways to stop recording